A very brief history on the word in Japanese kawaii. So, where did it come from? I always thought that it came from the Chinese word kawaii. Because if you don't know, Chinese, at least an older form of it, Wu Chinese, which is still has a lot in common with modern Mandarin, is essentially like the Latin of the Asian world, where it has a lot of influence over all the Asian languages. But it's not the case. It did not originate from that Chinese word. It originated from a word in Japanese a long time ago, perhaps before the year 900, Kawaii, which meant face and like illumination. So your face is lit up, and they use it to describe blushing and feeling ashamed and embarrassed. And eventually they started to say kawaii, kawaii, kawaii. I can't pronounce the word, but yeah, kawaii, which meant cute, as well as somebody who is pitiable, somebody who you feel bad for, perhaps. And eventually they, in the 11th century is the first written example that we know of, they switched it to kawaii, with that meaning, cute and pitiable. Now, why then does the characters for kawaii have the same characters as kawaii if they're unrelated? Well, it turns out that obviously you couldn't use the same characters that they used to use for kawaii because they don't sound that way in Japanese. The pronunciations are based on a mix of old Japanese before the Chinese came there and the Chinese pronunciation. That's how you determine what the characters pronounce as. But none of those pronunciations aligned with the word kawaii. So they looked into their, Chinese character database that they had, their kanji database, and they determined that, okay, you can pronounce this one as ka and this one as I. Kawaii. Oh, that works. And they determined they wanted to write with kawaii unrelated to the meaning of the characters. At least it's believed to be unrelated to the meaning of the characters. It was picked phonetically because it sounds like kawaii. So that's why. It is a coincidence that I believe that they're the exact same words, pretty much, with the same characters, because they just sound the same. But it's interesting because the characters for kawaii and kai, it's both can be loved, something like that. Lovable, I guess you'd say. So they actually, yeah, it works for cute. Anyways, so yeah, that's the history of it. And by the way, with that meaning of pitiable, to feel bad for somebody, in Japanese you can also say things like kawaii so, to say like, oh, I feel bad for you. So that's why that's there.